Noreen and welcome to my kitchen. And yes, you see another pot of milk on this stove because today I'm going to show you how to do ricotta in another way. And I thought it might be fun to just to show you. I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit because I see my milk is starting to steam. We're going to do a buttermilk ricotta. Last time we did a vinegar ricotta and we used the vinegar as the acid with which to break the curd. Today we're going to try this with buttermilk. I've seen it done with buttermilk before and with great success it's been used. So this may be another option for you if you don't want to use the vinegar, or if maybe you have some buttermilk and some milk on hand. You can put these together and you can make some ricotta cheese. Now I've got my milk, it's up around 160 right now, and you can see around the edge of the pot, you can see it's starting to get just a little bit foamy, and that means it's almost up to the temperature that we need it. But right now what I'm going to do to this gallon of milk is I'm going to add 2 cups of buttermilk, and I'm just going to dump it right in there. Now that's cold buttermilk, and I'm going to start giving this just a little gentle stir. You can see this is already going to start to break a curd, but we want this to come up to 185 degrees in the pot, and you want all of the milky look to go away, and you want to be able to see the transparent whey, and you want it to be almost a clear yellow, and I'll show you what whey looks like. This is the whey that we took out of the first batch of ricotta that we made the other day, and that's what your whey is going to look like when it's completely separated from the curd in this pot. So that's just to give you a point of reference. Now you don't want to whisk this briskly. You simply want to agitate it gently. And then I want to take the temperature. You don't want the thermometer hitting the bottom of the pot. You just want it to rest in there without touching the bottom, because if it touches the bottom, you're going to get an inaccurate reading. And I'd say we have about 5 minutes left before we're going to hit 180, 185, and we're just going to come back when it's time to do that. Alright, we have hit just about 180 degrees, and I have this on a medium-high heat, and you can see that it's just starting to separate curds from whey. And you can see that very light yellow color, and we're starting to make cheese, folks. They say when you do the cheese with the buttermilk instead of the vinegar, it will break at between 180 and 185, and it certainly did. So we have turned our heat off. We're going to call that good. I've given this some nice stirs. Our curd has separated from the whey, so we have what I call broken a curd. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on this, and I'm going to let it sit for at least 20 minutes to a half an hour, or go do something else, and then we'll come back and we'll drain it, we'll hang it, and we'll see what we got. I got all of this strained. Now don't get an inaccurate assessment. This colander is smaller than the one I used for the last batch that we did with the vinegar, so it looks more full. We got about the same amount in here. Don't forget to save your whey, and you can use it in your garden after it's totally cool. You can use it in smoothies just as a replacement for any liquid juice or milk that you may use in there. And you can also use it to make bread with, and you would replace any water in your bread recipe with the whey, the liquid whey, but not milk. If you have milk in your recipe, you don't want to substitute whey for milk. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hang this. I'm going to let it hang and drain for about an hour, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, our cheese is all done. It's been hanging for at least an hour. We ran out and did a couple of errands, and you hear the pressure canner going in the background. I'm canning up some turkey stock that I made from my Thanksgiving turkey carcass. And we're going to take a look at this cheese. And it looks exactly like it should. I'm going to go ahead and just roll it into the bowl here, and then we'll break it up. And then I did a little bit more research on this. This is much more finer grained than the last batch we did. Had a little bit larger grain, but this is beautiful. Now it is very, very dry, and again, I did not salt it, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to salt it now. Can I help you, sissy? Huh?
Do you want some?
This is not for you. I'm just going to run my fork through here. I'm going to salt it liberally to taste. About a teaspoon to start. And then I know it seems counterproductive because we just hung it to get the liquid mostly out. But if you want your ricotta a little more on the creamy side, you can do two things. And I'm going to grab some cream. How's that taste?
It's really good.
And I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of cream in here. And I'm going to kind of mix it in. Again, this is to taste. At this point, this cheese is ready to use. You can make it into a lasagna and add more things into this. I use this in my, I used my other batch of homemade ricotta in my spaghetti bake. And you can see that video on my channel as well. But the other thing you can do is you can take some of this whey that came out. If you want it to be moister, because a lot of you maybe haven't made ricotta in the past or yet, and you're used to what comes out of the container when you buy it at the grocery store. Well, what makes that ricotta moist is the whey. And if you want to use it in something like yeah, thank you, honey. That's what I had in my brain. Cannoli. Then you want it to be very dry because you're going to mix it with some mascarpone cheese or some cream cheese, and you're going to give it some flavorings. You don't want it to be too wet. But if you're going to use this for a cheese spread, or if you're going to use it in a lasagna or in some ravioli, then you want it to be a little bit on the moister side. Of course, you're going to add some eggs or whatever to it. I'm going to leave it where it is, and I'm going to give it a taste. Oh my God.
Better?
Taste this.
Oh, yeah.
That's ricotta cheese.
I'll make another.
Now make another. He's going to take it from me. Okay, so that is how you make ricotta with just milk and buttermilk instead of vinegar. It's got a very smooth flavor. It's got a very creamy texture. It's very milky tasting. And it's mildly salty because I added the salt to taste. You add your salt to taste. You can leave the salt out altogether if you're using this in a dessert. But remember, all desserts need a little bit of salt to offset the sweetness. So that is how you make delicious homemade ricotta cheese. I hope that you give this a try. I hope that you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you're going to give it a try, and I hope that you love it. I know that you will. I also wanted to say, if you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen. And also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and also on my blog over at blogger.com. There will be links to all of those things in the information bar below. So, I hope that you all have a great day, and make sure that you come back tomorrow. I'll see ya!